अहिलेसम्म जति जोखिम भए पनि जोखिमै भए पनि अहिलेसम्म त्यस कारणले गर्दाखेरि अलिकति नडराउने मान्छे बलियो मान्छे हात खुट्टाले काम गर्न नसक्ने त्यस्तो खालको मान्छे जानुपर्छ त्यस्तोले मात्रै गर्छ
Just over that is a huge drop, and they look totally comfortable. Just getting ready. They're like having a chuckle.
यो पटकको हानि चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अहिलेको पौष्टिक पनि हुने अनि अलि लाग्ने खालको हुन्छ धेरै प्रयोग गर्न हुँदैन बडीमा जिब्रोमा हामीले थोरै राख्यो भने पर्र लाग्छ रक्सी खा जस्तै त्यो पटाए पछाडि चाहिँ त्यसले लाग्ने सुरुवात गर्छ
People drive like maniacs kind of in Kathmandu. There's a weird order to it. So everyone sort of, you know, manages not to kill each other like every 5 seconds, even though it feels like it. We're heading west into the Annapurna Mountains, basically the foothills of the Himalayas. And we're going to meet up with the Gurung. It's a community indigenous to this region of Nepal. And twice a year, they harvest honey from these very high cliffs. It's one of the oldest methods of harvesting honey in the world. And this time of year, in the spring, that honey is rich with rhododendron pollen, which has a psychedelic effect. We're not exactly sure what the effect is or how they use it, but we're gonna join them on their honey hunt and try some of the honey and see what the effects are. We came to Nepal seeking a rare intoxicant known as mad honey, a wild honey infused with a substance called gryanitoxin that comes from rhododendron flowers. Mad honey has a range of reputations, from an aphrodisiac to a cure-all medicine, a deadly poison, and a powerful psychedelic drug. To find out what mad honey is to the Gurung, we embarked on a long journey through the mountains of Nepal to the tiny Gurung village of Talochepla. That is an incredible view. It's just so vast. Once you get up here, you can just see for miles. It's kind of hard to describe or capture the sheer magnitude of how far and how deep these mountains go. When the paved roads came to an end, a group of Gurung came to help us hike 3 more hours up to their village. This is the man right here, Mingma. He's our Sherpa. We have 13 guys carrying our stuff. There's all the camera gear and everything. And they showed me how to carry their baskets earlier using their foreheads. I gave it a try. कितना लंबा आपने कहा था? कि 3-4 किलोमीटर करते हैं या 10-15? 10-15. This is how people tend to roll out here. So I gotta say, I kind of feel like a bitch for not carrying my own stuff. But, you know, when in Rome, right? When in Annapurna. That's like a thing too. Like, you know, we got all this hiking gear. These guys are wearing like flip-flops and like a short sleeve button down. And they're just doing it. They're just like trudging up like they're taking the subway. All right, you ready, Mingma? Ready? All right, let's do it, Chale. So as we were hiking up just now, Durga, who's one of our porters, said he had a little treat in his pocket. It looks like, can I see? What's this right here?
Ganja.
Ganja. So that's a ball of hash. So how did you make this?
Ganja यसरी बनाउने मिच्ने 20 मिनेट जति मिच्ने अनि सो कालो हुन्छ अनि निकाल्ने चक्कुले.
That's crazy. I've tried making finger hash before. It takes a minute. It takes a lot of rubbing. I mean, this guy did it. We're about to get to the Gurung village that we're visiting. It sounds like there's gonna be like a little welcome party happening. The Gurung have lived in remote villages in these mountains for centuries. Their culture is still steeped in tradition like honey hunting, which has been passed down for longer than anyone can remember. They also know how to throw a party, and the local chief was eager to welcome us with a taste of their way of life. Or 3.
Three times.
There's a 3-drink minimum here.
3 पटक हाल्दाखेरि यसलाई समान गरेको हुन्छ पाउनलाई समान गर्ने भनेको 3 पटक पाटोसी गर्ने हो
So this is a beverage called Raksi. It's made with millet. It tastes a little like sake. As remote as this place is, everyone's got their cell phones out, they're snapping pictures and stuff. A couple people just added me on Facebook. So, you know, even though we're really far out, things are changing clearly. So as long as this village has been here, your people have been hunting honey. Why do you guys do it?
र हिजोको अवस्थामा बाबुबाजेले शिकार खेल्ने र यो भिरमौरी झिकेर खाने व्यवस्था थियो र अहिले त त्यसलाई अलिकति बाबुबाजेले गरेको काम किन छोड्ने भनेर मात्रै झिकिराखेको छौँ र यसलाई औषधिको रूपमा चाहिँ प्रयोग पनि हुन्छ त्यसकारणले जोखिम भए तापनि यसलाई झिकिराखेको छौँ
So what's special about the honey that we're going to be harvesting now?
यो पटकको हानि चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अहिलेको पौष्टिक पनि हुने अनि अलि लाग्ने खालको हुन्छ यसले लाग्यो भने मान्छेलाई अलिकति अप्ठ्यारो पार्छ नसा चाहिँ अलिकति खुम्जा जस्तोरी चाहिँ यता खिच्या जस्तोरी चाहिँ काम गर्छ धेरै प्रयोग गर्न हुँदैन बढीमा आधा चम्चा मात्रै खानुपर्छ यति बेलाको चाहिँ
Who exactly are the honey hunters from the Gurung tribe?
अरू गुरुङ भनेर जस्तो जसोले कसैले पनि गर्न सक्दैन अनि त्यसकारणले गर्दाखेरि अलिकति नडराउने मान्छे बलियो मान्छे हात खुट्टाले काम गर्न सक्ने त्यस्तो खालको मान्छे जानुपर्छ त्यस्तोले मात्रै गर्छ
Do the Gurung people have a special connection with the bees who are making this honey?
उसले दिएको मिठो चिज उसले दिएको पौष्टिक तत्त्व हामीले दिन सकेका छैन तैपनि हामीसँग ऊ चाहिँ सबै झुमिराखेको हुन्छ प्राकृतिकले दिएको चिज त्यसकारणले हामीसँग चाहिँ सम्बन्ध भएको जस्तै भइराखेको छ
As night fell on Talochipla, the Gurung sacrificed a chicken and performed a religious ceremony for the cliff gods to ensure everyone's safety for the hunt the next day. We're at the top of the hill. The bees have already started coming out.
Get the bee off your head.
Can somebody swat that off for me? You got that? Thank you. Yeah, where's the hat? Where's my fucking hat? Give me my hat. Everyone's kind of got a makeshift bee mask on, and a couple of guys are cooking up some frogs in there. Seems like it's kind of an event. Everybody's hanging out. There's bees everywhere. As soon as we got to the top of the hill, our camera guy Billy got stung in the back, so I know he probably hates holding that camera right now because these things hurt. Look at the size of these bees. Like, once when they catch one to show you, but like, look at these fuckers. They're massive. Are you guys expecting a good harvest this year?
हामीले चामा एक चम्ची हाल्दै खानुपर्छ बिहान बेलुका है त्यसले मान्छेलाई डर बनाउँछ त्यसो गर्छ
It sounds like you guys use it medicinally, but like this stuff like fucks you up, you know, it gets you high. So do you guys use it recreationally as well?
यो खाएपछि मान्छेलाई तागतुलो भन्ने कुरो हो पारीतिर सब्जी त्यो गर्दैन
हामी त गरिब रेडी भइसक्यो
रेडी भयो सबै
Ready?
या रेडी
All right, let's go. So now they're making the ladder. We've got these 2 super thick ropes that are made of braided strips of bamboo. And they basically have like shards of wood with arrowheads carved into either end that they're jamming in. So they're making pretty quick work of it from bottom to top. They've already got a bunch of the rungs in, and they're gonna hang this thing down over the edge. And some lunatic's gonna go harvest honey. Durga's showing me how to chop down leaves. So basically, we're gonna gather these up, and this is what they use to burn to create that smoke down at the bottom of the cliff and at the top of the cliff to ward off the bees. ये सारे एक में हाँ? You can see how swole up his hands are right now. It's because he's been stung by bees just relentlessly on his hands. A lot of the guys at the camp have those kind of puffed up hands right now. It seems that it's almost like a sport. Like everyone has their own role, their own position, and they all have this common goal of harvesting the honey, and everyone sort of rallies around it, more like it's a game. But of course, there's definitely a very spiritual aspect to it, and they've been doing it for a long, long time. So it's somewhere in between those two things.
मेरा नाम आस्था है मैं ये काम करने लगी 10 साल हो गया ना
कितनी प्रैक्टिस की इससे पहले के पहली दफा आप नीचे गए
तारीख नहीं किया डायरेक्ट
आपने कभी कोई मिस्टेक बनाई है गलती
नहीं जो नीचे जाता है ना वो उसमें बहुत अच्छा होता है ना डर भी नहीं लगता है थोड़ा डर लगता है शुरू में जो उधर इस तरह से जाएगा ना हाँ थोड़ा डर लगता है जैसे नीचे आएगा उसमें कुछ नहीं यो उसमा आफूलाई चाहिँ खासै चाहिँ अब जबरजस्ती गर्ने कुरा नि केही नै होइन आफ्नो खुसीले गर्ने कुरा नै होइन तर समाजको उसमा आफूले सकेपछि समाजले नै आफूलाई भन्ने भयो त्यही भएर चाहिँ त्यो गर्दाखेरि पछि अब हामीले पनि यही काम गर्दै जाँदाखेरि मैले पनि आफूले पनि त्यो महसुसमा त्यही राम्रो उसमा मैले नि माथि गएर अब जुन त्यो अब भनौँ न निकालिसकेपछि माथि गएर पनि आफूलाई अलि आराम नै हुनुहुन्छ आराम पाउँछ किनभने साथीहरूले पनि यो यसरी निकालेर आयो यो भनेर अनि उनीहरूले पनि खुसी नै हुन्छ
To get to the hives underneath the overhangs of the cliffs, the hunters work in teams. One cuts down the honey while another holds a basket that catches the combs when they fall. It used to be a job for one, but younger hunters are still learning the ropes. They're dumping all the broken up honeycomb onto this tarp here and then separating it because some of the honey has already been consumed by the baby bees, but some of it's good to go. So they're scooping that up and they're putting it in this little strainer made up of a straw basket, and that's dripping down. So what's in that bucket is going to be the final product, minus all the wax and the bees, just the good shit.
नाम मेरा अशबहादुर मैले थाहा पाउने त अब 15-20 वर्षदेखि आफू बुढा भइहाल्यो आफू पढ्न सक्दैन त्यहाँबाट फेरि अब त्यो घाँस सितेपछि ऊ त्यहाँ छान्ने हिसाब किताबमा कहिले यो गर कहिले यो गर भनिदिने आफूले नगरे पनि त्यो तरिका अलि राम्रोसित नबुझेर अब धेरै झिक्न सकिएन क्या भर्खरको ठिडाहरू है जान्ने त हो सिकाउँदैछ ठिडाहरू
ये बनाया ये किस चीज़ के लिए बनाया
हाँ
ये काटने के लिए बनाया
तो आपने किसको सिखाया
जैसे देखो ना हम तो अभी बच्चे हैं लड़का है जवान है हमारे जैसे थोड़ा उम्र वाला दादा दादी है ना वो लोग सिखाते हैं ये लोग देखो कितना उम्र गया
तो जो छोटे बच्चे हैं अभी गुरुंग आपके गांव के वो तो बैसी सहार स्कूल जाते हैं निकल जाते हैं गांव से
निकल जाते हैं
तो उनको कौन सिखाता है ये करने
नहीं वो लोग भी छुट्टी में आता है ना घर पे
तो ये बात नहीं है कि गुरुंग के बच्चे बार बार चले जाते हैं और ये काम जो है वो भूल जाते हैं
नहीं ऐसे नहीं भूलते क्योंकि ये भूल जाएगा हमारा कल्चर भूल जाएगा ना
हाँ
हमारा कल्चर कैसे करे खत्म हो जाएगा
हाँ तो मजा भी आता है आपको
मजा
है
भी
ना
आता है।
ट्रेडिशन भी है और मजा भी आता
क्योंकि हमारा पूरा ग्रुप है ना इधर ही मजा आने मजा आता है
है All right, we can try some of this. All right, so we're eating the wax here. Wow, that's really sweet and tasty. Should I eat more or is that too much?
Not too much.
Not too much? No. I'll eat a little more. I don't want to go over the recommended dosage because that's the difference between just getting high and getting sick. I'm just gonna eat another little wet corner of this and that's it for now. And I'll wait a little bit, maybe have one more. One more? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's do it. Drip it in my mouth. Yeah. It tastes like strong. You know, store-bought honey, it's sweet, but it doesn't have like that deep sort of like kind of a smoky flavor to it almost. And like it burns your throat a little bit on the way down. But it feels good. It feels like medicine. I'm starting to feel a little bit of something. It feels like I just took like a couple of hits of a joint. It's not super strong. It's not like knocking me out. I just feel like a little buzz, you know? And it's like, it's funny, as I'm like talking, it's actually getting like a little bit stronger. Durga is definitely kind of stoned as well. Like you can tell, like he was just giggling and stuff. It's really a unique thing to this place and to these people, and they're loving it. And it's just honey that like you get from a cliff. And I'll start that over. It's just honey that like you get from a cliff and you eat it and you get stoned. It's crazy. You guys gotta try some of this shit.
Too much honey?
Yeah, too much honey.
चलेगा भाई.
शंभो शंभो की जय हो
संभो कहते हैं?
जय शंभो
संभो क्या होता है?
जय शंभो इसका शिवाजी का नाम है ना एक
ओके. शहद का नशा वो चरस की नशा की तरह होता है.
किन नशा त एउटै हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई हैन तर अनि यसको चाहिँ बिस्तारै दिन्छ त्यसको चाहिँ किनभने खुट्टा सामान्य दिन्छ हैन यसलाई पनि पहिलो खाने मान्छेलाई त्यस्तै गर्छ उचाल्ने र थिजाल्ने गर्छ हैन.
तो ये आपकी बहुत आपकी गांव की बहुत लंबी ट्रेडिशन है ना? तो आप नहीं चाहते कि कहीं बाहर दुनिया में लोगों को बताएं कि ये हो रहा है या?
मलाई चाहन्छ यो ठाउँ राम्रो छ होइन, यस्तो ठाउँमा होइन भिरमा आएर बस्दाखेरि होइन कुनै मान्छेहरूले देखेकै छैन यो ठाउँमा यस्तो माल हुन्छ भनेर होइन, थाहै छैन। किनकि होइन यो ठाउँमा पनि चर्चित र यसो चलिरहेछ होइन, सबैले यो ठाउँमा माल छ भन्ने कुरा होइन देखेपछि होइन आउँछ होला जस्तो लाग्छ।
तो बहुत शुक्रिया भाई, बहुत मजा आया आपके साथ हैंग करने।
म पनि खुसी लाग्यो तपाईँसँग भेटेर, एकदम खुसी लाग्यो। फेरि भेट्ने कि नभेट्ने त?
हाँ बिल्कुल वापस आएंगे जी, वापस आके शहद खाएंगे तेरे साथ, बिल्कुल वापस आएंगे भाई। Definitely.
When the hunt was over for the day, we packed up camp and headed back down to Talo Chipla. Seeing their reverence for the hunt, it became clearer what this honey means to the Gurung. It's so ingrained in their way of life that it transcends its mere medicinal value, psychoactive properties, and sanctity.
This is your bee suit, all right? You won't get bit. Thanks for everything, my dude. That was super fun.
I feel pretty fucked up, honestly, and it's a really good feeling. It's like icy hot. It's like a cold and warm feeling. It's kind of like being stoned, but it's kind of like being on mushrooms as well. Like when you eat just like 1.5 grams, 2 grams of mushrooms, and you get like a little bit of that like almost lockjaw feeling, like your muscles are tensing up a little bit, and you feel loose and tight at the same time. A guy just walked by, it like threw me off a little bit. There goes another one. But that's about as articulate as I can be right now. But yes, honey good. Honey good. That's it.